G'day, guys. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. We are one day away from the game, Steelers versus Falcons, and I can't wait. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 4-7, but I was doing some research around the internet, and I have some breaking news. I have some breaking news to talk about Leal and Witherspoon to address firstly, but this video will be talking about the possibility of Big Ben becoming the offensive coordinator in the near future or the future. And I bring this up because I work for BTSC. I do podcasts over there. And of course, Behind the Steel Curtain has their website as well, the articles. And my good mate, Tony Defio, wrote a fantastic piece, which I will put in the description below. And I agree with him 110%. Because the big question is, going around Steel fans' minds is, will Big Ben become the OC, or will, the Steelers fans pretty much want Big Ben to be the offensive coordinator right now. We know that Matt Canada has had struggles this year. I put my hand up and said called for his job numerous times, but at the moment he's playing better. But the natural reaction as fans, we go to, hey, Big Ben played as a quarterback. He should do well as an offensive coordinator. And I'm here to tell you guys, I agree with what Tony's saying in the article that I put below, but I agree too. I don't think that you'll ever see Big Ben as offensive coordinator, nor do I think you'll ever see Big Ben in the NFL again. And I'm going to lay out some points why. But first, as I make those big statements, the Steelers have activated rookie defensive lineman DeMarvin Leal, fantastic, back to the 53. Leal returned to practice November 16 and has had the 21-day window, and now they've activated him back. Leal has played in 5 games in 2022, had 9 tackles, 5 solo stops, 3 pass defense, and 1 tackle for a loss. Leal says, I'm ready to do whatever it is. I am hungry. So it's good to see DeMarvin Leal hungry. And Ahkello Witherspoon is being put on the IR. So that's some big news, some Steeler news in preparation for the Falcons game. But back to the video at hand. So as Tony talks about in the article, a lot of fans are saying Big Ben should be the offensive coordinator. And I'm going to list a few reasons why there is no way, no chance that's going to happen. And first of all, guys, the first reason that Big Ben won't be OC is we have to realize that Big Ben was in the NFL for 18 years, a Pittsburgh Steeler for 18 years. He just retired. Why would Big Ben play 18 years and think, you know what, I'm going to put my hand up to be offensive coordinator. I want to go throughout the stresses of being offensive coordinator. The man has made so much money. He's played so many games in the NFL with Pittsburgh from day dot, from rookie to the very end. The Browns game at home, the last game being the Ravens. He beat the Browns, beat the Ravens in the last two games he played. And that was the season, right? That was it. Of course, it didn't work out in the playoff game, which is unfortunate. The Chiefs absolutely tear us apart. But from that perspective, Big Ben playing the NFL for 18 years, why would he want to come back straight away? He's pretty much retired. He's done his work in the NFL as a quarterback. He's pretty much done and dusted. That's over, right? Second reason, which he talks about in his podcast too, and Big Ben was asked in his podcast, Footballin', a few weeks ago, would he ever be offensive coordinator? I think Bob Pompiani asked him that question, and he straight out said no, right? And Bob Pompiani also said, would you ever work in the NFL in media? And I think he said no and maybe in the future, but no right now. So pretty much a no, right? Another reason why Big Ben won't be the offensive coordinator, as much as the Steelers fans want him to be offensive coordinator, and I put my hand up, I don't think he will be, right, is his family, right? Family life is so important to Big Ben. We know that throughout his whole career. He's just spent 18 years on the road, running around America, playing football games. He now has time to be with his kids, now has time to be with his wife, now has time to do the family stuff. He's worked tremendously hard in the NFL to get him in the best position to be, done the hard yards, being the quarterback, all those things, 2-time Super Bowl champion, been to 3, right? All the hard yards. Why would he want to go back on the road and follow the team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, in that environment to leave your family again? It's hard enough as a player, and I would even say it's probably maybe 2 times harder as a coach, getting everything prepared, the players prepared, the playbook and the stress that comes with that. He's not going to leave his family, right? He won't do that. Okay. Here's the third reason. The third reason why Big Ben, and I wish I had this environment, which I don't. I'm not a ex quarterback, right? There's there's no reason for him to be OC. There's no real gain for him to be offensive coordinator for the Steelers or for anyone else at this time, and probably not in the future. Big Ben right now is building a massive platform called Channel 7, right? And he has his podcast that now has over 35,000, I believe, subscribers. And that happened pretty much overnight because Big Ben is the ex-quarterback. The future Hall of Fame, Big Ben, has 35,000 subs because he has the knowledge of the game and he's played the game. And as Steeler fans, we love to listen to it. Now, I listen to it every now and then because I'm quite busy and his podcasts go for 2 hours, but I listen to snippets here and there from his podcast and look at the environment he has. Massive house, family upstairs, out in the middle of nowhere, somewhere in America, big acreage. Why would you want to go and put yourself through the stresses of being an offensive coordinator when you can legit come downstairs, you have beers with your mate, the guy who runs a podcast, I can't remember his name. I think it's Spence. Spence runs the podcast. You get guests on. You get Merrill Hodge. You had Heath Miller in there the other day. I believe you had, Bob Pompiani. And there's another guy I'm forgetting too the other day that was on there. I can't remember his name. But you have guests come in all the time, right? Players come in and out. He's building something on this YouTube platform that a lot of people like myself in the YouTube sphere, podcasting platform, that would love to have. A big studio, beer right next to you. I think he's got a bar behind him, but he's worked for that. I'm not saying it's been given to him. He's worked for that and put himself in the best position to work for that. So Big Ben, why would you want to leave your podcast that is growing daily, subscribers daily, so many views, and you're building something fun to go and be an OC? That's the number one thing. You got family, retirement, and podcast, right? And lastly, but all lastly, to me, the reason why I don't think Big Ben will ever be an offensive coordinator is the stresses. Overall stress. Well, the three things are listed: family, podcast, and the retirement. Why would you want to take yourself out of that environment that you work so hard to get to now put yourself back in the environment of a team that's in a bit of a rebuilding year, retooling over the next 5 years or whatever it is? I don't see that happening with Big Ben. So shout out to Big Ben for the 18 years that you played for the Steelers, future Hall of Famer. He's doing fantastic things on the YouTube side. And maybe one day we can work together too. Maybe one day him being now a YouTuber or a podcaster, there might be a chance that I could link up with him and do a show with him or vice versa. That would be fantastic. I would love to pick his brain in this space because now he's in the YouTube space. That is myself, Pittsburgh State of the Steelers, Here We Go show, right? All these dudes doing it, BTSC, right? Everyone's doing it. And there could be a chance now that he's not just a football player, but he's a podcaster. And that's kind of cool to see too. So yeah, guys, to answer the overall question, would Big Ben make an OC? Their answer is no. Like, their answer is a flat no. There is like maybe 0.01% chance he ever becomes OC because I listed above: family, retirement, podcasting, and the overall stresses that would happen to be OC. All right, guys, enjoy the game tomorrow. It's a massive game. It's Steelers versus Falcons. We got to win this one. If we win this one, we're one step closer to the playoffs. I'll see you later.